to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, a place of gentle whispers and drifting dreams, where each breath carries you closer to the warm comfort of sleep. Take a slow, deep inhale and imagine the soothing hush of falling snow all around you. Tonight, you will journey into a fairy tale winter wonderland, an enchanted realm filled with serene snow queens and softly shimmering icicle lights. As you settle in, notice how your body feels. Every muscle, every tendon, invited to relax. The bed beneath you supports each moment of peaceful surrender, allowing you to let go of any thoughts that no longer serve you. You might sense the quiet magic in the air, a glimmer of possibility that whispers, "You are safe here," free to explore this realm at your own gentle pace. Feel the steady rhythm of your heartbeat, reminding you that you have come here to rest, to unwind, to wander through a land woven of serenity and wonder. Let your eyelids soften with each exhalation, releasing tension in a cascade of comfort. Each breath is a warm gift, carrying you deeper into stillness. Soon you will drift beyond the everyday world, guided by the murmuring promise of a distant snowfall that beckons you into the quiet calm of a winter dreamscape. Continue sinking into your own softness, breathing in the sweetness of this cozy moment. You are invited to gently close your eyes or let them rest half-lidded, whichever feels more natural, as you prepare to float toward an inner realm where time slows down. If your mind chatters with day's concerns, give it permission to hush, to quiet itself in the embrace of soothing night. Breathe in once more, as if drawing in the cool, crisp essence of a snowy wood. This is your sacred pause, a moment when you can release the weight of any worries and step into a landscape where tall pine trees glisten beneath frosty skies, and a soft, luminescent glow bathes every branch. Outside your safe haven, you might imagine a gentle wind swirling through the forest, carrying faint whispers of a lullaby meant just for you. Exhale, allowing your breath to take with it the last remnants of tension drifting away like wisps of mist. With each subtle shift in your body, your mind becomes quieter, your heart lighter. Soon, you will follow the path of twinkling icicle lights into a place of beauty and wonder. All you need to do is rest, breathe, and allow the story to unfold at its own tender pace. Now, far away, in a snow-blanketed kingdom, a hush falls on a crystal forest at dusk. The moon lies hidden behind a gentle veil of clouds, but the soft glow of starlight glances off towering evergreens that reach upward, branch tips dusted with fresh, silvery powder. The world here is so still that a tiny fox stepping across the frozen ground can be heard from afar, its paws making light crunches on the surface of the snow. Beneath these ancient pines, something magical stirs. The air feels charged with promise, yet calm and welcoming, like a lullaby you can only hear with your heart. Each delicate flake that drifts downward adds to the sparkling blanket covering everything in sight. Across a frosty clearing, faint lights dance in the distance, shimmering shades of icy blue and faint lavender. They sway like the glow of fireflies, but instead of warmth, they carry a gentle, cooling effervescence that seems to sing of midnight wonders. The entire forest seems to hold its breath, as if waiting for some regal presence to pass by, someone who commands both the hush of snowfall and the beauty of silver ice. In a nearby glen, a cottage peeks from beneath a canopy of frost-laden branches. Smoke curls from a squat chimney, rising lazily into the evening sky, and delicate icicles hang from the thatched roof, catching the starlight in tiny prisms. Within that cottage, a figure named Anise tends to a crackling fire, the flames dancing and casting soft flickers of gold against the wooden walls. Her hands move calmly over a simple dinner set aside on a sturdy oak table. The cottage smells of cloves and sweet herbs, a comforting aroma that draws weary travelers inside. Anise has prepared a warm pot of tea from dried pine needles and lavender blooms, believed by the locals to hold properties of protection and peace. Though she lives alone, she never truly feels lonely, for the whispering forest around her has long been her friend. Her heart knows the language of trees and breezes, and each season's turn offers her companionship in its own quiet way. On this particular night, as the final embers of sunset fade and the last rays of color dip below the horizon, Anise senses a shift in the air. The hush outside the door is somehow different, charged with a hushed anticipation that she can feel through the walls of her snug home. Her gentle eyes flick toward the window, where she sees the faintest silhouette of dancing lights in the forest. She steps closer, pressing a hand to the frosty pane. The wintry world invites her to venture out, to see what wonders may be stirring under the canopy of silvered trees. She sips a bit of her tea, savoring the warmth that seeps through her body. Though many might feel apprehension at this hour, Anise knows the forest as a friend, its stillness a welcome presence. With a quiet determination, she dons a thick cloak of soft wool, slides her feet into fur-lined boots, and steps outside into the waiting twilight. Immediately, the crisp air greets her with a gentle nip at her cheeks. The snow is light beneath her feet, squeaking delicately as she walks. Overhead, the cloud cover shifts, parting to reveal the faint glimmer of stars. Anise smiles, listening for the forest's nightly songs, content in her silent communion with the trees. Although nightfall has brought a deeper hush, there's a sense of stirring energy that compels her forward. She follows the faint lights she glimpsed from her window, drifting deeper into the woods with a calm steadiness. Each footstep leads her toward the heart of the forest, where the pines stand taller, their branches heavy with thick drifts of glistening snow. a gentle breeze rustles, shaking loose a dusting of flakes that swirl around Anise, catching the faint starlight. In this hushed night, a sense of guidance seems to flow through the air. The shimmering lights in the distance begin to reveal themselves more clearly as Anise draws nearer, flickering across her vision like pale ribbons of icy luminescence. At last, they lead her to a clearing, where a silent, silvery lake lies frozen in the moonless dark. Standing at the water's edge, she notices shapes drifting across the ice, figures robed in white and shimmering with threads of silver. They glide gracefully, each movement elegant and unhurried, as though they are part of the wind. Anise realizes that these must be the Snow Queens, daughters of the frosty north, keepers of winter's beauty and gentle protectors of the enchanted forest. They move as if dancing to an inaudible melody, robes trailing delicately behind them, forming subtle arcs of shifting snow dust. Anise watches, heart quiet, as the Snow Queens spin in slow unison. Their presence is regal, yet benevolent, exuding a comforting coolness, as if each swirl of their garments invites peace and introspection. Softly, the Snow Queen's arms rise, silver ornaments catching what little starlight filters through the clearing. A slight gust of air lifts their hair, and each step upon the ice yields the faintest whisper of motion. Anise feels no urge to interrupt them, only to observe this wondrous ballet. The Snow Queens glide without making a sound, as though their feet barely touch the frozen lake. A hush falls even deeper over the surroundings, and she feels all tension leave her body, replaced by a sense of profound calm. Nothing about this moment seems hurried or forced. Everything unfolds naturally, as if in service to a slow and patient harmony that belongs to winter nights. As she stands on the edge of that radiant clearing, the swirling lights above begin to flicker with renewed intensity. Icicle lights stretch across the high boughs of ancient firs, forming an arching canopy that glistens with pale teal and soft violet hues. Each icicle trembles in the breeze, catching and refracting the glow, so that the entire grove sparkles like a chamber of delicate crystal. The Snow Queens pause in their dance, as though recognizing the gentle presence that has stepped among them. Even though their voices are not heard aloud, Anise senses a silent greeting, a warmth that transcends the chill of winter. They beckon her forward, inviting her to step out onto the polished surface of the frozen lake. Though Anise does not possess their otherworldly grace, she feels a calm assurance that the ice will support her. Carefully, she moves one foot out onto the silvery surface, her breath catching at first, yet the ice is steady, as if it welcomes her with open arms. In a moment, she stands beside the Snow Queens, enveloped by the quiet radiance of their realm. As time loses its urgency, each breath Anise takes draws in the crisp purity of the winter air, and each exhalation drifts away in a wisp of warmth against the cold. The Snow Queens gather around her, forming a gentle circle. In their faces, She reads stories older than any folk tale she's ever heard. Tales of mountains shaped by glacial winds, valleys carved by ancient ice, and the gentle hush of snow that has covered the land for countless seasons. Their eyes reflect the soft luminescence of the icicle lights, hinting at compassion and a nurturing presence that extends beyond words. One of them, with hair the color of moonlight, lifts her hand and allows a delicate flurry to dance across her pale fingertips. The flurry of snow spirals upward, twinkling in the starshine, and shapes itself into a faint outline of a delicate crown before dissolving into the air. This quiet demonstration of magic does not startle Anise. Instead, it resonates with a peaceful acceptance, a reminder that in this realm, beauty and enchantment unfold naturally. Encouraged by the gentle motions of the snow queens, Anise follows them as they glide across the frozen surface. Their path leads toward the center of the lake, where tall crystal formations rise up like columns. Some appear slender as flute pipes, others wide and translucent, shimmering faintly with the glow of the icicle lights overhead. Within these crystal pillars, tiny motes of light drift and swirl as though small spirits or northern fireflies have made them their winter home. The sound here is mesmerizing, a soft chiming that faintly resonates with each subtle breeze like distant bells. The Snow Queen's steps remain rhythmic and slow. Anise notices her own heartbeat settling into an unhurried pace, matching the tranquil dance of her new companions. While the group journeys across the shimmering lake, the forest around them remains silent in reverent awe. Pine branches dip low under the weight of snow, forming half-hidden alcoves where timid creatures watch from shadowed cover. The swirling lights above cast a dreamlike gleam upon every surface, painting the entire clearing with a hushed palette of pale blues and whites. Anise breathes in the stillness, cherishing the serenity that flows through her veins like a lullaby. High above, the clouds shift again, revealing a scattering of stars. Their light, though faint, seems to intensify, making the icicles glisten even more brightly. It is a winter tapestry unlike any she has seen before, a silent pageantry in which nature and magic entwine without fanfare, a slow dance of sparkling frost and gentle enchantment. At the center of the lake, the Snow Queens pause before a grand pavilion sculpted entirely from ice. Its arches and pillars resemble spun glass, carved with swirling designs reminiscent of drifting snowflakes and curling gusts of wind. The floor of the pavilion lies smooth and polished, reflecting the sky above in a mirror-like sheen. Anise stands at the threshold of this glimmering structure, awed by the artistry that surrounds her, created not by mortal hands, but by winter's timeless elegance. The Snow Queen's gesture for her to step inside, and she does so with careful reverence. In this space, the air feels lighter, the hush even more profound, as though each breath is a sacred prayer to the beauty of the season. Ivory chairs line the periphery of the pavilion, each adorned with a frosty cushion inviting weary travelers to rest. Finding a seat upon one of these chairs, Anise settles in, feeling the faint chill of the ice beneath her. It is a pleasant coolness that focuses her senses in the present moment. The snow queens gather around, forming a quiet circle. From beneath their robes, a soft chiming fills the air. And after a moment, Anise notices that each queen wears a small set of crystal bells at her wrist or ankle, intricately linked so that any motion produces a twinkling harmony. This gentle music speaks of tranquility and promise, a subtle lullaby that invites reflection. One of the snow queens, perhaps the eldest, by the soft lines on her serene face, tilts her head in a greeting. Though no words are spoken, Anise understands she is welcome to remain for as long as she desires. The hush here is not emptiness, but rather a comforting lull, encouraging a drifting awareness that carries one closer to the edges of slumber. In time, the snow queens begin another slow dance, circling the pavilion in measured steps. Their robes trail across the smooth surface, and their shimmering footfalls create delicate patterns in the frost. The chiming of the bells mingles with the faint rustle of fabric, weaving a lullaby that soothes any remaining tensions in Anise's body. She feels herself melting into the moment, each inhalation drawing in the gentle peace that permeates this snowy realm, each exhalation releasing whatever burdens might still linger in her thoughts. Her eyelids grow heavy, but she resists slumber for now, too enchanted by the spectacle. Still, the pull of rest is strong here, as if the pavilion itself emits an aura of healing calm, designed to cradle visitors until they drift into a dreamless sleep. Outside, the aurora of icicle lights shifts and undulates, changing from pale teal to a gentle mauve, then fading into an even softer shade of lavender. Snowflakes drift downward through the clearing, their spiral paths illuminated in that magical glow. The forest remains a sentinel, tall trunks and snow-laden boughs forming a protective boundary around this hidden sanctuary. A creature, perhaps a small deer, peers from behind a frosty log, curious about the gathering of stately figures upon the ice. It steps forward, hooves quiet on the snowy ground. With cautious grace, it approaches the edge of the pavilion, sensing no threat in these serene visitors. One of the snow queens glides over, her robe trailing behind her like silver mist, and the deer inclines its head, eyes reflecting the icy lights. For a time they stand nose to nose, two gentle spirits meeting in silent respect, until the deer retreats into the shadows, leaving faint tracks in the snow. Anise allows her gaze to roam across every enchanting detail, the glints of frost that sparkle on the Snow Queen's garments, the faint glimmer of hidden crystals in the pillars, and the swirling motes of light that drift lazily overhead. Each element feels woven together in a tapestry of peace, designed to remind any visitor of the softness and rest that winter can bestow. She recalls an old belief: that when winter covers the land, it invites a period of inward reflection, a chance for stillness to clear away the year's clutter. Sitting here, lulled by the slow rhythms of the Snow Queen's dance, Anise senses this profound truth. Even in silence, a gentle wisdom emanates from these radiant beings, teaching the value of rest and the quiet blossoming of calm. Gratitude wells in her heart, and in that moment she sends a silent thank you to the forest and all who dwell within it. Eventually the Snow Queens gather near Anise, their movements as soft as drifting petals. One steps forward and produces a delicate wand of ice carved with the image of pine needles and starbursts. With a graceful motion, she waves it overhead, and tiny flakes swirl in a halo above the pavilion. The flakes glow with a pale azure light, then shower downward in a gentle sparkle, blanketing the small group in a silvery sheen. Anise closes her eyes, feeling the cool touch of each shimmering flake on her shoulders, her hair. This gentle blessing seeps into her spirit, a whispered promise that whenever she needs tranquility, she can recall this moment and feel winter's protective lull around her. The other Snow Queens continue their dance, weaving patterns on the ice, ensuring that no corner of the pavilion remains untouched by this delicate snow shower. The hush that follows is deep and profound. Anise realizes that she is no longer aware of time's passage. Hours, minutes, seconds, they have melted into the soft glow of the forest, dissolving in the presence of the Snow Queen's serene ritual. She drifts in that in-between place where wakefulness and dreams intermingle, and in that liminal space she sees visions of the forest in all seasons, seeds buried beneath the snow, awaiting spring's gentle warmth, bright blossoms of summer nodding in a vibrant meadow, leaves shifting to rich copper and gold in the autumn breeze. All of it cycles back to winter's hush, the silent rest that renews the land. The Snow Queens, in their benevolent dance, stand watch over these changes, ensuring that calm and stillness arrive to cradle the world in its necessary slumber. The vision eases Anise's heart, reminding her that every quiet moment is part of a grander rhythm, an invitation to cherish the peace that can be found in a frozen night. A tender sigh escapes Anise's lips, and the Snow Queens pause, as if sensing that their visitor's journey in this wondrous realm has reached its gentle conclusion. They guide her back to the edge of the pavilion. Anise rises from her seat, her muscles free of tension, her mind soothed by the lullaby of bells. With a grateful inclination of her head, she quietly thanks these kind guardians of winter for their hospitality. Although no words are needed, she feels their response like a soft caress of wind across her cheeks. Together they step out onto the frozen lake, moving slowly under the arch of icicle lights that sway and glitter overhead. The track of footprints and swirling robe hems marks their path, weaving across the silver surface. After a short while, Anise stands once more on solid snow, near the forest's edge, facing the deep, ancient pines that lead back toward her cottage. She turns to see the snow queens drifting away across the frozen lake, their silhouettes graceful against the faint glow, until they vanish into the moonlit gloom. Alone beneath the winter sky, Anise feels no fear, only a quiet yearning to rest. She presses one hand against her chest, sensing her steady heartbeat, and closes her eyes for a lingering moment, basking in the memory of what she witnessed. Then, with unhurried steps, she makes her way back through the forest. The boughs above now feel like protective arms, shielding her from any chill. Each pine's gently swaying limbs whisper goodnight as she passes. Though the trek through the snowy wood might be lengthy, it feels effortless, buoyed by the peace that envelops her. Eventually, through a small break in the canopy, she glimpses the soft glow of her cottage's windows, a beacon guiding her home. The welcoming sight fills her with relief and gratitude. Stepping inside, she removes her cloak, her boots, and hangs them by the sturdy wooden door. The warmth of the crackling hearth reaches out to embrace her, coaxing the last traces of chill from her fingers. The cottage, simple and snug, feels like an old friend. She sits by the fire, pours another cup of her herbal tea, and allows her thoughts to wander over the extraordinary events of the night. For a moment, she closes her eyes, and her mind recalls the silence of the pavilion, the lilting bells, the shimmering flurries of glowing snow. Her breathing deepens and her heart swells with the comforting notion that wherever winter extends, its quiet magic. The snow queens keep watch with grace and compassion. This knowledge blankets her in a sense of security she can't quite explain. She finishes her tea, savoring each warm sip, and feels her eyelids grow heavy once more. Soon, Anise stokes the fire until it burns softly, then settles onto her modest bed piled with quilts, each lovingly stitched with patterns of evergreen branches and tiny embroidered snowflakes. The dancing flames cast gentle shadows upon the ceiling, reminiscent of the swirling lights in the glen. As she lies back, sinking into her pillow, she closes her eyes and pictures the snow queens gliding on ice beneath a canopy of shimmering icicle lights. The memory is so vivid she can almost hear the soft chime of the bells. A soft breath escapes her lips, as restful as a lullaby's final note. She nestles beneath the quilts, letting the warmth cradle her from head to toe. And now, let us pull back from that scene, letting the hush of winter's night expand, as though it wraps you too in a cocoon of gentle repose. Imagine the entire forest sinking into slumber, the wind quieting its voice, the pines standing in silent guardianship of every sleeping creature. The earth itself settles, content in its winter rest, thankful for the stillness that blankets every corner of the land. Your breathing is calm, your eyelids heavy, your heart at ease. Softly, the images of the snow queens, the icicle lights, and the shimmering pavilion fade into a warm haze, leaving behind only a profound sense of comfort. there's no need to hold on to any thought or worry. Let them drift away on a gentle snowy breeze. In this tranquil moment, every muscle in your body sinks into your bed, safe and at peace. The hush of winter embraces you, soothing your mind, guiding you toward the sweetest depths of sleep. Feel the steady rhythm of your breath as a lullaby that connects you to the quiet magic of that winter wonderland. With each inhalation, draw in the gentle calm of snow-laden woods. With each exhalation, release any heaviness or tension. Allow the melody of deep relaxation to carry you further inward, where your dreams weave a tapestry of silver branches and glowing icicles. In this realm, time slows until it ceases to matter. You are free to wander among icy lakes and frosted pavilions, escorted by regal figures whose every gesture radiates peace. The night stretches on, inviting you into a rest so profound that every cell in your being resonates with serenity. You have been blessed by the hush of a snowy kingdom, the kind watch of enchanting protectors, and the knowledge that rest is your safe haven. May your slumber be filled with gentle, drifting snow and the soft glow of starlit icicles. Let the quiet hush of that enchanted forest blanket your thoughts, carrying you deeper and deeper into the comforting arms of the night. Here, in the safety of your surroundings, you can fully surrender to the lull of winter's timeless grace. No thoughts need to linger. No worries need to remain. This is your pause, your well-deserved moment of peace. And as you sink into that warm embrace, the snow queens stand watch in the distance, ever patient, ever serene, ensuring that the stillness of the season holds you in perfect tranquility. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well, and let the hush of winter guide you into the sweetest, most restful dreams.